Weather has been so damn nice lately in Nebraska, y'all. Like,
Oh, wow.
there is nothing better than what we are feeling lately.
See, I would disagree.
In Nebraska.
I would disagree.
Interesting. Let's debate weather.
Let's go.
Because wait, would you agree with me?
I would agree. I would agree. Here's my deal. I was driving home today. I was out with my dad getting lunch, and I drove back up the interstate, drove past that Val's parking lot, and it was full.
We talked about Val's in the last fucking show.
The Val's parking lot was full.
Yep.
The people were walking around, and then I got out of the car when we got home, and I just took a deep breath into that like fresh fall air.
Fresh.
Oh my gosh,
bro.
it is crisp.
It's cold,
That's the
but
word.
it's like cool.
Oh wow.
It's not warm air. Okay, but what? I don't know how you can beat it, dog.
No, I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how right now. I am up at the butt crack of dawn, 5 a.m. We're out there. We're outside. We're working in the garage, right? The morning, sweatshirt weather. It's cold. It's chilly. It's in the 40s, 50s.
Love it.
Borderline 60s. In the afternoon, gets up to the 70s and 80s. So you're going back and forth between sweatshirt weather versus like summer weather, and then you're back to sweatshirt weather by the end of the night.
Okay.
I'd say we almost skipped that. It's been pretty like
really
70 and chilly lately, I feel like.
Absolutely not.
I was gonna say, like, when I look at my phone, I'm a late nighter, so I stay up till like 3, 4 in the morning. So like right about when he's waking up, and like the temperature is like it says like 41.
Yeah.
Like when it's that time of day, it's cold.
It is kind of that transition, but I guess my argument is, what is your ideal weather? It is kind of like that 65, 70 cool fall air, right?
Consistent, dude. I like consistency. I like when the weather, like, when the temperature doesn't go from like 41 to 86 in the same day.
Well, bro, Nebraska ain't the place to be, dog.
Well,
See, I'm kind of a psycho.
But like that's why I'm saying, like, what is your ideal weather? Or like ideal temp?
Oh, 60s, 70s.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, I'm kind of
like,
crazy.
This is where we get I guess this is where we get the most peak of that in our days.
No,
like
that's what I'm saying.
From like 9 o'clock to
from 9 to 9.
When the sun is out, it is pretty damn ideal. But yeah, when you're up early in the damn morning, it kind of sucks.
And you're outside the entire day too, so it's you really notice the changes. You're not inside. You're in the garage.
Here's where I'm at. I have a totally different take. I love the fall weather. I mean, in like being in the Midwest, because we get really cold, and we get really hot. So like,
and like that, it switches.
It's the perfect medium. But like, if I could like pick one place, like one weather, I love humid heat. And some people think that's crazy. I love it, dude.
What?
I love humid heat.
What? Why?
I just love it, man. It makes me feel good. I just want to be out, you know?
Fair, like the sun feels good.
I just feel comfortable in it.
So you would,
Florida.
You would rather
wow.
have that than like when we were in Arizona. Like you didn't like that.
See, that's a dry heat, which is
Exactly,
fine.
that's good.
But it's like, man, when you're in Florida and you can just feel that humid heat, and it's like, wow, you just feel your body working a little bit harder. It's nice. I like it.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, so everyone
I
I say calls me crazy for it. I love it.
Yeah.
When I went on my visit to Florida Gulf Coast, I wore a sweatshirt on my visit.
Why?
It was comfortable, man.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
I mean, it seems like you're happy, so.
Humid heat.
As long as you're happy. Yeah, as long as you're happy, bro.
Thanks.
But yeah, like I remember a couple days ago. So every morning I'll kind of like make my coffee. Cam and I are like kind of like a happy couple. We'll kind of talk for a little bit, you know, like
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of like makes his eggs and ground beef, and I'll like make my coffee. And then while my coffee is like brewing, I'll go upstairs and go outside and go for a little walk. You know, it's real cute. We're like an old couple. We do our thing.
Nice.
So I went upstairs and I went outside that morning, and I looked at my fucking app. It was 63. Partly cloudy with not a light breeze, but like a little more than a light breeze. Oh my god,
that's gold.
Literally,
I get nostalgia from that weather.
Right?
Right.
And that's what it does. Because
like,
it gives you like that football feel.
As a kid, man,
fall,
I remember
like Halloween feel.
Literally playing like football in the front yard with like your neighbors.
On a fucking Husker football game.
That's that nostalgia. And like, oh my gosh. The game gets over and you go outside and you're pretending to be the Huskers and you're versing the other team.
Wearing your little fucking Rex Burkhead jersey or something.
Talking about that.
And that is that nostalgia you get from that crisp fall weather. Mm-hmm. It's just a feel-good weather.
It is. I don't think you get that in many others. Like, you kind of get, like, some of that feel in some other seasons, but it's mainly the fall. I don't know what it is. That is so fascinating. Like, there needs to be studies on this shit. Like, because I feel like a lot of people kind of agree. Like, there's something about the fall where you get a little more of, like, you get more, like, emotion or feel out of, like the change.
I mean, it's literally
Super
cuffing season.
It's what?
It's cuffing season.
It
Straight
is,
up.
bro. The bitch.
A whole season just because the weather, dude.
It's
don't know.
weird though. It's weird because I think if you compare it to like spring is just, in my opinion, I think spring is gross because you got that snow melting and then you got those weird like cold warm days.
Those
Nah.
first like nice days though are fucking heavy.
No, they're
Man,
Bro.
that's what when it's March Madness, it's like first week of March
and
Madness.
it hits
The
70 and the
snow's
snow's
melting.
still out.
Ooh, you're
No,
playing
it's
some
great.
front yard
And
basketball.
you
That's a
smell,
whole
you
different
smell the wet
nostalgia.
grass, bro. Oh my God! Wait, okay. There's something about the change then because that's what it is. Because you kind of get that with spring
seasons.
too.
It's fascinating.
Welcome back to the first ever weather podcast, y'all.
Honestly, you have this stuff
crazy.
dissected down to a science, my guy.
Well, I'm running through it right now as we're talking about it.
I think you're. It's the change in seasons.
It
I
is.
think you're right.
It hits. What? It is the change.
Because the extremes are just like, I don't know.
The extremes like
extreme snow, huge emotion. I do
Yeah.
the same for some.
Yeah, but I love snow too. See,
True.
Gosh, I love it all. Really.
no seasons are dope.
I think okay.
I love it all.
Shout out the seasons, y'all.
One thing about living in Nebraska is we really get it all. Like you were saying, not all states get 4 full seasons. And it's
True
like
seasons,
we just
too.
learned to appreciate it all. Like there's a whole different nostalgia with winter. It's like you wake up, you see these big snowflakes coming down, and you check the TV. No school. That's a whole different nostalgia. But it's like
Oh, for
you
real.
appreciate it.
Speaking of no school on snow days.
On snow days, guess who we have on the podcast today, y'all?
This is the owner of Omaha. What is it?
Omaha
Owner
Snow
and
Days.
founder
Omaha Snow
of
Days.
@snowdays_Omaha.
Snowdays_Omaha's the ad.
I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun.
Y'all probably follow this motherfucker more than you think.
You might.
You know this dude.
He started this shit in high school. We were like, Andy was a little
3 years ago
fucking
now.
entrepreneur. Got on that shit. He was like, "There's a demand for snow days."
It just
Snow day
didn't
news
exist.
in Omaha. Didn't exist for
It
real.
was just run by like KETV and WOWT.
And it was like-
Yeah.
the Miller.
And it would run on the TVs and shit.
superintendent. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Like if you think to literally probably 3 years ago, like I mean, the Millard superintendent tweeted it, so did the Papillion, but like besides that, you had to go and you had to wait and you had to watch the
The
little
Greta kids didn't know.
scroller. You had to watch the scrolling thing in alphabetical order and
Yep.
just hope to see your school.
And there was so much demand for just like checking your Twitter and being like, "Oh, I don't have school today. Fuck yeah." But the thing about Andy is that he also like made a brand out of it. Like this dude, how many followers do you have?
It's almost 5,000 now.
Dude, you had like 2.5K in like a month or two.
It was the first
This
season.
dude got his name out, y'all. Like
The first
literally hit this
season
boy up for your marketing. That's why you're
grew
on that shit.
tremendously. It was the big deal was first night. I was like, we'll just see how this goes. First night, I had 500 followers before I went to
I
sleep.
remember that. I remember that. You were like keeping us updated too. You
I
were
don't
like
even
sending us
think-
screenshots.
Yeah, I don't even think any of us like really even shouted you out. Even like you just did it organically. You
That was
followed
all.
everyone you needed to.
Right.
Well, and
insane.
didn't KETV like retweet you or something like that?
Someone retweeted me.
Superintendent
Yeah.
like mentioned you or like replied to something you said.
Something
and that's
like
what
that.
you do. You get in the replies.
I would reply to the
And you would
superintendents
go,
because that's
for
what all the kids
news,
were
come
checking.
follow me.
That's right, because all the kids would check on the superintendent, and I was like, why don't give them just a place for every school to come
It
to?
was so smart because everyone would go read those comments under the superintendent's post because they were fucking hilarious.
Because kids would roast the
They would roast the
superintendent,
superintendents,
right?
being like they would make fucking memes, like not like, "Oh, fuck you, Mr. Whoever." Like they would be like memes, like people would go out and fucking make these memes, and they were pretty damn funny.
Right, and the superintendent would shout kids out with good memes. So it was like an
And
interactive,
then,
kind of
I
like
think
a Reddit deal.
Yeah, and then he got like bullied, and then he ended his threads.
He straight up, he doesn't let people reply
comments
that
on
aren't
it,
his
yeah.
followers anymore.
But you got in when you could, and you capitalized on it.
Got in
and
when I
made the most
could.
out of it.
It's fun to run.
He's still doing it.
Coming up on another season. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Made merch and everything.
Snow, dude.
No.
Gosh.
But yeah, Nebraska weather is dope because it gets hot as fuck in the summer and it gets cold as shit in the winter. But there definitely is something special about the change, like the change in the extremes. Because again, in Nebraska, it'll be 91 week and 55 the next, and you feel it quick. It's not like Colorado where it's like kind of 65, 70 all spring, summer, and fall, and then like it's really cold. Like it's like
Right, that's
it's
the deal. Like,
snowing.
a
It's snowing
Colorado
one week in
is-
March. The next week it's 70 degrees. Maybe it hits like 80 in that week, and then the next week after it is blizzarding again. So you get like all these like emotions and shit. It's crazy.
Colorado's pretty much 2 seasons.
Yeah,
It's pretty
If you're
cookie
in the mountains,
cutter.
it's way different than if you're not.
True, but
Obviously.
like
It's
if
a
you're
desert and when you're not in the mountains, then it's Colorado's so fascinating.
right, like Colorado, but
Shout out Colorado.
Wyoming is my place.
Wyoming is our place for sure.
They're neighbors
Yeah, yeah.
for sure.
Shout out Laramie.
Shout out Laramie for sure.
We might be bunking up there eventually.
Hopefully,
Yeah, we got plans. We might hear about it.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's the weather segment.
that is weather.